Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles, and this week is rapidly turning into French week, and I swear I'm not doing this on purpose, it's just the way things have worked out. Today, and we have seen him before, and today we're going to be seeing him again, we have Delert in the French Tier 9 fast battleship, the Jean Bart. He's in a division with Skulking Ferret in the USS Benham, the American Tier 9 premium destroyer that's capable of having 32 torpedoes in the water at the same time. And it doesn't have a torpedo reload booster. Yeah. We're not going to be seeing too much of Skulking Ferret, but we're going to be seeing plenty of his torpedoes. In fact, we're going to be seeing plenty of torpedoes heading in the other direction as well. Because Delert here, in this domination battle on the Islands of Ice map, has a very cunning plan. You might even say it was a plan so cunning you could stick a tail on it and call it a fox. But Delert's cunning plan is going to heavily rely on the stupidity of his opponents. Luckily, he's playing World of Warships, and so there's every chance that his plan is going to work. What cunning plan is this, Jingles? Well, I apologise in advance to anybody who suddenly sees people trying to pull off the same thing on Islands of Ice as a result of watching or hearing about this video. But there's a specific geographical feature around one of those islands that's practically tailor-made for a battleship like the Jean Bart. You see, all of the Jean Bart's guns, well, the ones that matter, the main battery guns are in the front. And that's going to come in very handy when you see where Delert's going, because it means he's not going to have to waste any of his firepower. But the success or failure of Delert's plan is going to hinge on how many of the enemy team he can troll into going after him with torpedoes. And once again, when you see where he's going, it will all start to make sense. Now, he has been spotted by the Fun Police on the way in, as has the Benham up ahead, but the Benham's in cover already. Delert, not so much, so he is taking some early hits, but nothing serious. It's all good. Now, the island up ahead is his objective, and that island is fairly special here on this map, because it's flanked by a pair of icebergs, creating a very narrow channel to the south and to the north of the island. And it's this channel that Delert is heading for. Although first he's going to take the opportunity to pump some shots into the USS Georgia over there. He had high explosive loaded at first, and forewarned, the Georgia is now angling in, so there's not much point switching to armour piercing. Skulking Ferret is unloading his first set of torpedoes, and then retiring to a safe distance. From here on in, we're not going to see too much of Skulking Ferret, but we're definitely going to be seeing his torpedoes. Lots and lots and lots and lots of them. Delert's last salvo just set a couple of fires, which is nice, and now he's switched to the armour piercing. Unfortunately, he is finding himself in a little bit of a crossfire, so it's time to step on the accelerator. The Georgia looks like he just doesn't know which way he wants to go, which is quite nice, because Delert does have the armour piercing loaded and scores, well, it wasn't a paddling, certainly not, but 12,000 damage is fairly decent. We'll take it. Now, this right here is the channel that I was talking about, and there's one on the north side of the island as well. Oh, I don't know about this, Jingles. That looks like a bit of a torpedo magnet to me. You're absolutely right, it is. And that's kind of the point. Because who could resist doing a drive-by and unloading all of their torpedoes into a poor, defenceless French battleship? Well, the Miyoko is certainly taking the bait, but the problem, and this is what Delert is counting on, as he holds his fire waiting for the Miyoko to come and have a go if he thinks he's hard enough, is that in order to get your torpedoes away in a cruiser, you have to give up basically all of the broadside. And that was a paddling. Delert is now backing up, and all of those torpedoes have missed. The Miyoko is down. The guns are about to reload in time to catch the Frederick the Great in the broadside. And this is going to be an equally eye-watering paddling. I'm sorry. It's just too funny. Delert inching forward to get clear of the island and get some shots into the broadside of the Georgia again. Again, no citadels, but nearly 18,000 damage. Oh, and it looks like the Rune's taken his brave pills too. Well, he was lucky, extremely lucky, that Delert had the broadside of a Georgia to shoot at. He's almost certainly launched some torpedoes. Takes a quick punt with the rear turrets. Swings the ship around. Yep, there's the first set of torpedoes. Easily avoided. And I'm pretty sure that the second set of torpedoes from the other side of the ship are going to be just as easily avoided. Now the Rune's going to have to start making some hard choices, because sailing out there in order to get all of his torpedoes away has left him sitting in open water in front of a Jean Bart. And if he wants to get out of there, at some point he's going to have to make a left turn. And when that happens, he's sitting in open water in front of a Jean Bart. I think the Rune has decided that he'd far rather take his chances with a map border. Oh look, here comes a Gorizia, the premium tier 7 Italian cruiser. Delert's secondaries notifying him to the fact that there's a Sinop trying to sneak up on him from the other side, but hang on, the Gorizia doesn't even have torpedoes, so what the hell? Gorizia, if you were trying to torpedo the Jean Bart, you failed miserably. On the other hand, if you were aiming for an early and pointless death, then congratulations, mission accomplished. Of course, things haven't been going 100% in Delert's favour. I mean, he's been getting pummeled by high explosive from every ship that's stuck its nose out around the corner of that island, and the Jean Bart is a French battleship. It tends to have mostly 32mm of armour, and it doesn't really handle high explosive very well at all. But he's managed to get the fires under control, and he's got some repairs underway, so he's not in any immediate danger of sinking, although he's still in a very precarious situation. As I said, this is an extremely high-risk strategy. The Sinop, around the other side of the island, doesn't appear to be in any great rush to move forward. Probably because, one, he has other targets to shoot at the moment, and two, skulking ferret in the Benham down to the south has been regularly sweeping both sides of those islands with massed waves of torpedoes. The Sinop has managed to get a kill. He's taken out the friendly Seattle, the first kill of the match for the enemy team, although the Sinop paid for it with almost all of his health. And welded to the side of the island as he was completely unable to avoid being finished off by torpedo planes from the friendly cargo. And it's at this moment when the Georgia, who clearly hasn't learned his lesson and whose guns aren't even pointing in this direction, comes back for more. Flat broadside, point blank range, main battery reload booster ready to go, boom, dead Georgia. As it's been alleged, they have occasionally been heard to say in France, wham, bam, merci beaucoup, madame. You can see that on this side of the island there's a similar but wider channel caused by yet another iceberg. Well, it's wider at this end, it's a little more narrow at the mouth of the channel on the northern end. There we go, caught a quick look. So it's entirely possible that you could pull off this particular party trick from either side of the map. I think it's safe to say that it's easier to take cover in the southern channel, but it's easier to avoid torpedoes in the northern channel. Although Delert hasn't done a terrible job of avoiding torpedoes in the southern channel, none of them have hit him, and I've lost count of the number that have been fired at him. Oh look, it's the Rune again, sensing the opportunity to get some revenge, and extremely lucky that Delert had high explosive rather than armour piercing loaded, because if it had been the other way round, I'm pretty sure that would have been a triple citadel and a dead Rune. But he didn't have the armour piercing loaded. He loaded the high explosive to shoot at the angled and retreating Nagato. The Rune senses blood in the water. If he lands another fire, and he has, that's it. It's all over. There's no way Delert's going to survive this. So the Rune does get his revenge. But Delert, unsurprisingly, is okay with this, because by rights he should have been dead at least 5 minutes ago, and in the not even 10 minutes that he survived in this battle, he's racked up over 200,000 damage. None of which, of course, would have been possible without the gross... steady on, Jingles, it's the new year, be nice. Yeah, okay, what word are we going to use? Confidence, yes, I like that word. None of which would have been possible without the gross confidence of far too many members of the enemy team who really should have known better. Or at the very least, known how to aim their torpedoes. or even had torpedoes. I mean, I don't know what the Georgia, Gorizia, or Frederick the Great's excuses were, but yeah, well, we'll just leave it at that. But how did the match end, Jingles? Well, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion, but as you can see, not without further drama. Skulking Ferret and the Benham dropped a little smoke screen for the friendly Miyoko, who was getting shot at by the Nagato over there, and the Miyoko repaid the favour by ramming him right out of his own smoke screen, and then continuing on at full speed and completely ignoring the smoke screen himself. What can I say? No good deed goes unpunished. The match did eventually end with the enemy team on 18 points. Delert and Skulking Ferret's team in control of all three of the caps, and with this Scharnhorst closing in on the lone surviving enemy Edinburgh. But the match didn't end with the Scharnhorst killing the Edinburgh. I've no idea how he managed to fuck this up, but the Edinburgh did in fact survive the battle. Don't ask me how, I just work here, okay? I don't know. And Delert's team ended up winning on points when, with still 7 minutes of the game to go, they finally reached 1,000. And that was it. 202,000 damage and 784,000 credits earned for Delert in the Jean Bart. Not too bad, considering he didn't even survive halfway through the battle, and he probably lasted twice as long as he should have. All of that, of course, almost entirely down to the confidence of the enemy team. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.